Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alfapiomega, Meiou and Taxes, and Denmark. So today we start with the knowledge that the game has decided to completely ignore whatever I do and just have their own way or its own way or whatever is up to this. I think this is the conflict between the mod and the game, and I'm losing. Anyway, we got an event, the death of Olaf, the guy that we have disinherited a long time ago, at the cost of 50 prestige. In 1387, Olaf, the king of Norway and Denmark, died at 17 years old, leaving his mother Margaret as the regent of both countries. The exact reason for his death is unknown, however, for a long time it was believed that Margaret herself ordered the death of her own son, to stay regent and effective ruler of Denmark. Margaret profited from Olaf's death, there should be death, as she were elected regent of Norway too. With his death, the Swedish Bjälbo dynasty died out. The important Bjälbo dynasty were crucial in the forming of the Swedish kingdom. Birger Jarl, 1200 to 1266, is attributed to have founded the capital Stockholm and played a pivotal role in the consolidation of Sweden. He was one of just many prominent members of the Bjälbo dynasty. Margaret is our real ruler anyway, so current heir, no heir will die. And we get another event. A new heir for Dan on Norwegian throne. With the unfortunate death of Olaf, the son of the queen, a new heir is needed. Margaret has a relative in Pomerania. The grandson Eric of her sister Ingeborg is one option. Another option could be one with our several royal marriages. Eric of Pomerania seems like a good choice. So we got Eric. Wow, he's not bad at all. Didn't even check. Oh, he's 64. Well, okay. Another guy that we're gonna disinherit, I guess. Game. Our heir, Eric, is now architectural visionary as well. Great. So can I fucking disinherit you again? Because this is Margaret wants an Astrid heir. Prestige needs to be at least 0. Okay, what can we do with that? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and Scotland offers us an alliance. Oh, that would be a bit of an issue with England, right? Oh wait, no, they're allied with Scotland. Okay, then I have no problem with that. Our royal marriage with Scotland has ended, so let's have a new one. And we have a royal marriage with UK. That's fine. Scotland, we entered royal marriage, that's fine. I'm gonna disinherit Griff as well. I just want the Astrid dynasty to survive this. This is like it's a thing of prestige for me right now. I can't really say it in any other different way. Though that's gonna be painful. This guy is really good. 326. Where's the dynasty map moved again? We checked it recently, but I don't think we checked it for Griffs. Geographic? Political, right? Oh, dynastic, here it is. So that's Astrid. Where are the Griffs? Von Bernau. Oh, that's Pomerania. Okay, that makes sense. These are the guys. We would like to take stuff from you, but we can't right now. But actually, once we can, I actually think we're gonna do this. Because we got Poland and Lithuania in a union. If we call them into war, I think we could defeat them flat out. I can take care of the north, and you guys can take care of the south. Oh, it's a dead hand of the church. Occasionally, past worshippers donated land to the church, often in their wills as a bequest. Because the church itself owned the land rather than the priest in residence, it never passed into other hands. Since the church wasn't taxable, a great deal of wealth became concentrated in church's hands. Although leeches could prevent their lands from being donated, many independent estates were lost to the crown in this manner, and in some countries the church owed more than a third of all the land. Allow the will to stand, or seize the land for the crown. Let's allow the will to stand, actually. We are okay with that. I could invest in the new technology, but I really want to get banking. Oh my god, why is the price increasing? I checked it a couple of days ago and it was 200, and before it was 180. It's actually going up. Is it because of the population? I would swear that might be the possibility. Crap. Well, okay, we can finally embrace banking. It's actually a pretty good thing because it's going to give us additional 10% of production efficiency and lower the interest per year by 2. I actually took a break and read about the spread of banking, and it was really interesting. You guys should read about it on Wiki as well, and by Wiki I mean Wikipedia, because it goes well with having a master theologian, because originally it was seen that loaning money and stuff like that was against the church's will, but eventually there were special ways found through the Bible and other scripture that allowed for people to start loaning money. So there was a workaround. Production 3.67, and after we embrace the institution, we are going to get 3.82. Well, not a big difference, but hey, now it should start spreading pretty rapidly, shouldn't it? Can we embrace this? Yeah, 0.53. I wonder if it has any special effect on the provinces where it spreads. Yeah, it's just a country modifier. Now it just tells us that we can influence our vassals to embrace this as well. Anyway, that should make our technologies way cheaper. It does, actually. You are now costing 411. Good. Free tenancy. With changes to the traditional economy, it became unprofitable for lords to enforce their traditional rights of enforced duty upon their tenants. Since traditional rights only applied as long as they were enforced, this led to a new class of free tenants, freeborn peasants who could and did apply for protection under royal law. Okay, this allows us to get additional idea group. I'm interested in deciding which one. We could go with exotechnology here and here, but I think we won't at this point. We're still ahead of time, so let's save it. With the economic ideas, administrative ideas, diplomatic ideas, military ideas, the thing is that we are so far behind on administrative that we can't get it. We also have economic, but we could go. But the diplomatic idea, well, let me rephrase that completely. Administrative is out of the question because we are so far behind that we're not able to do this. Diplomatic, we could, especially things like free trade would benefit us greatly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this would benefit us greatly. Or we could go with military, and military would serve us well because it would allow us to get exploration. And we do actually want to colonize the rest of Scandinavia eventually. So it might be a good idea to go with naval. And that one would be really useful for us as well. Sailor recovery speed is pretty good. Morale of navies is pretty good. National sailor modifier is really good because we are pretty much running dry. And naval force limit modifier would be great. Sailor maintenance, European naval tradition decay, press gangs, naval attrition lowered. Thinking naval ideas would be good. We do have additional extra because we need. We're gonna be able to get the exploration at level 20. So, but you know what, let's go with naval. We have 1, trade 1, well, it was 1, diplomatic 1, administrative, and we're gonna have 1 military. So, shipbuilding time. We want to finish this. I think we do actually. Let's get 1 up immediately. Second 1 up immediately. And the third one we're gonna get soon. Morale of navies, that's gonna be useful. So what did we get? Naval ideas advance. Sheltered ports. It is an unfortunate fact that ships tend to be damaged during battle, and equally unfortunate that the damage is rarely able to be repaired at sea. To alleviate this problem, we will create a system of sheltered ports along the coastline where our ships can patch themselves up, sailors recover, and plan how to reach far lands. Sailor recovery speed and colonial range. Good. Okay, that fixes our problem with the sailors, and to defend our interests around the globe, we will require a strong fleet. We must ensure our shipyards can produce ships as quickly as possible to replace any losses we may suffer. We can't really do anything of that right now, which sucks, but hey, Scana now has the commune hall. It's not recalculated yet, but when it is, I'm gonna show it to you. Meanwhile, our capital has 45,000 urban gravity and the population is just skyrocketing there. Here we have urban gravity 39,000 and urban population 40, but I would really like our capital to become the largest regional city. It would be great. So, right now we're going to use the gold for upgrading our ships. It's probably the next step that we should do. I really think we might want to build some churches, but every single province that actually has a urban population already has it. We could only build it in these provinces, and they are... Oh wow, we can actually build it in our union states as well. You, however, could, for example, enjoy a cathedral. That's not a bad idea. Well, we have reached maximum monarch points in diplomacy, so we have no other choice but to actually go ahead and take the diplomatic technology right now. So that's gonna give us a bonus for the next 13 years, and it's multiple masts. Before 1400, many ships still used 1 or 2 masts. As ships made longer voyages, they needed even more cargo and more room aboard ships. These larger ships demanded even more masts. Soon, 3-masted ships were common. It would be aboard such a ship that Columbus made his fateful journey. Settler growth increased, naval maintenance increased, but trade range and colonial range increased as well. And holy shit, we can go immediately to the next technology, which is heavy ship guns. I don't want to, honestly, but we'll be forced to eventually. Anyway, in the meantime, I have looked around our kingdom, and the only thing that I'm super pissed about is the autonomy of the greater nobles. Look at that. These guys are just half autonomous, and I don't like that. And I don't think we'll be able to actually fight them any other way than just to revoke privileges and hope that they're gonna accept it. My biggest problem is with the extension of local autonomy. The reason for this is that I have identified Östjutland as another province where we are going to go after Skåne. Because Skåne is having a growing population now in the urban population, so their gravity is now 13.85,000. I would love to build the roads here, which will push it even higher. I think that at least to 15,000, I'm pretty sure. But we need to, make our other provinces as good as that. And Östjutland is a pretty good province that I would like to do that with. Or Norra Jutland, if you wish. But building a port in Ostjylland and then roads from north to south would be the best choice in my opinion. Or building another port here is also an option. In either case, we really need to fight their autonomy. What is the sale of titles? My lord, one of your advisors have suggested selling out titles to nobility, okay, selling off titles of nobility to anyone who can afford to pay. It could bring in loads of money and open a way for social advancements for the rich if we do, but it would devalue the idea of nobility and perhaps upset the existing aristocratic families. Should we do this? Okay, burghers gain loyalty, greater nobles lose loyalty, or nobility cannot be bought. Gold is the sign of nobility. When we piss them off greatly. So let's revoke privileges and the significant expansion of local autonomy. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt like a bitch. We're probably gonna get the worst possible -3 stability result, but we really need to get this over with. I've pretty much liquidated the minor nobility and the burghers. Now it's time to deal with these guys. So come on, hit me up, game. Hit me with the best you got. Actually, sailors are now increasing. We were at 22, now we're at 26, so we're getting like a half a sailor per month, which is cool, you know. No actual complaint from me, but oh, here it is. Naval cadet, so we need to get at least 2 levels higher, and the next one also helps. At this point we can't really expand our fleets at all. We just don't have the people. Greater nobles furious over reform. The reforms targeted at greater nobles have caused significant upheaval. In addition to our society's inability to adapt, the greater nobles themselves are extremely upset. So we use 1, 2 or no stability. We use 2. Well, what was I thinking? But I think our stability is actually, yeah, we will immediately jump up. It's pretty good. And look at that, we have 1,343,000 people now with 8.3% urbanization. We're doing good. Well, that's gonna piss them off, but you know, the local autonomy should start, yeah, it's dropping immediately. Quite drastically. Each amount of moderate expansion, yeah, there's like 0.15 less. What about you? Yeah, all of these provinces are now going down. So I'm gonna try to appease them by giving them some gifts if we can, but yeah, we need to target them more. I know it hurts us, but still. Speaking of which, how is Scana doing? Okay, we can only go with 50% manpower. We're about 2,000 below what we need. They have the ruler of Elf here, so we can use that to get the roads slotted better. It will help. It helps with other things than gravity. It's gonna be the first level, which is trade power is increased, local trade power is increased by percentage, production power is increased, supply limit is increased, and friendly movement. So overall, it's a good building. Well, our Queen Margaret became industrious, which increases our production efficiency and lower goods produced modifier. Which is nice. That's a second nice event. So she's a master theologian and industrious. I really need to get rid of Eric Griff though. This guy needs to die. And we're slowly creeping up in age, so I would really like to do it as soon as possible. But for the end of this episode, I'm gonna do something else. As she is industrious, I have decided that we will, instead of anything else, go with the Merchant Guild in our capital. The reason for this is kind of simple, because our population here is creeping up really fast. We are now at 35,000 people, so by the time we have enough for the Merchant Guild, we will be able to build it. Right after that is gonna be done, we're gonna get the communal hall upgraded in Östjylland. And I really need to somehow get the ship upgrades in there, somehow. I just need to. But first of all, we need to get a bit more sailors. I think priority should be building new ships instead of upgrading the old ships, because the cost is, I think, even higher for the old ships right now. Because when you look at that, the upgrade would be 462, and if you take this and times it by 30, that is exactly as much as if we build the new ships. So this is going to be our priority. I'm also going to leave the game running. Oh, hey, we can do it right now. Good. Okay. We can also get the longer barrels. So let's do this. We're going to get the Academy. The Academy level 13. With a renewed emphasis on the glories of the past came attempts to re-establish their institutions. One such attempt was a new academy modeled after the one run by Plato. There, like-minded philosophers could meet and debate issues without fear of censorship, and youth seeking an education could attend and enrich their minds. Extra number of states. Well, the printing press, capital, pretty good. And longer barrels. So let's get this one as well. Longer arquebus barrels and handheld guns were more accurate, which meant they were much deadlier. Large numbers were still needed to inflict casualties on the enemy though. Infantry fire and artillery fire increased. So it's pretty cool. Now we're again ahead of time, so I'm gonna keep investing into the ideas, especially these three. We need the boarding parties, which increases the morale, but also the naval cadets, which increases the national sailors modifier, and naval force limit, so we're gonna be building new ships soon, and naval fighting instructions, which will lower the sailor maintenance. So we should be gaining more and using less, actually, I think. Then there's Seahawks and press gangs, which we're gonna finish after the next drums and thieves. Okay. Another thing that I'm also considering is invading the province of Wismar. I would really like it. I would really like it, because we can still take it. But they're allied with Württemberg and Utrecht. That's okay. But what pains me is Meissen and Bohemia. Now, we'll have Poland and Lithuania on our side. But still, this would be a massive conflict where we would get into war with quite a lot of Europe. So you guys, Stettin, oh, this is Stettin, okay, but it's not showing me who they're allied with. But Bohemia, which would allied, okay, so they're allied, it's okay, but Gurgau and these provinces as well would attack us, and they would fight against us, Sweden, Norway, Poland and Lithuania. That would be a long war, actually. I would go for a long, massive war where we would take quite a lot of their lands, try to pillage and gain gold, because we really need to upgrade our cities. And as our queen is industrious, I think that might be a good way to go. But it's gonna happen in the future. Right now, I'm not interested in it that much. So instead, I think what I'm gonna do is build the roads in Scana using our manpower. Can we do that? Wait, what? Why can't we? It could contribute urban wealth, but the game does not allow me to do it. I don't know why. Huh, it's broken. I guess that's the cue for me to end it for today and go to bed. I've been playing for a number of hours, actually about 8 hours straight. I've gone all the way to year 1450. So I'd like to thank you for joining me. I am looking forward to your comments and seeing what you guys think of the game. And yeah, Denmark, we could play a completely different game. I could be already encompassing Norway and Sweden. But I'm trying to roleplay and have fun doing stuff my way instead of gaming and just attacking everyone all the time. So I think that's a pretty cool playthrough, right? Let me know. So till next session, you guys take care, and I'll see you then.